Everyone. I hope you're all doing well today. I took a bit of a break from the Zelda-like game that I was making to try something just a little bit different and a little bit more simple. Like I said in the last one, I got way too ambitious and just needed to take a step back from that. So what I'm trying to do here is actually create a version of an old Atari game called Haunted House. It's going to look a little bit different from Haunted House, basically. So you can see Haunted House on the right there. You're just a pair of eyes, and you're going to be moving around, and you get to light a match, and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really want to do that. I think I changed modes in Haunted House, to be honest, so I made all the walls disappear, which makes it a little bit more interesting, and just as annoying as it possibly could be. Anyway, so I didn't really want to do that because I didn't want to do the top-down perspective this time. So I kind of did basically the side-scrolling perspective. Wow. Sorry about my voice there. Yeah, so I wanted to do basically a version of Haunted House. I at first tried to do Pitch Black in Game Builder Garage, and that was not going to work. I would have to change the textures and everything. And then it probably could have happened, but I just didn't feel like doing that. The object of the game is to just get out of this house. Now it's going to be made like the architect is just an absolutely insane person, but that's kind of the fun part of all of this. You're just trying to get out of this house, and you're trying to do it as fast as you can. There's also going to be some treasure chests in it as well, so you can collect those if you want. They're not really needed in order to beat the game. There is going to be a counter where you can sort of see how many chests you've caught, or how many chests you've collected. I'm thinking about doing a timer itself just to say this is how fast you got out. I just haven't quite gotten around to doing that yet. Other stuff got in the way this week, but maybe I'll mess around with that next week. We'll see what happens. So I tried to keep a few of the things from Haunted House on the Atari 2600 and sort of incorporate them into this. That is going to be the feeling that you're pretty much helpless against what's going on. Any of the monsters that I eventually put in here, you're not going to be able to actually fight them off. You're just supposed to avoid them. You're also not going to really be able to do a whole lot aside from just run around and jump. And that's kind of the major part of this. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible and just have the game go as quickly as it could. I did put in a few things just in case you wanted to try to collect all the chests in there, or if you wanted to basically get to the exit as quick as you can. There are a few invisible platforms in there that you can use to get out, and there are also a few other invisible platforms where you'll have to find them and jump up to where one or two of the chests are. I think the counter that I put in there is going to be off a little bit. I didn't update it before I shut it off last night. But I think there's eventually going to be 10 chests that you can collect. You don't necessarily have to get them all, like I said earlier. But it's just one of those things. You can either try to complete it as fast as you can, or you can try to collect all the chests and get out. So that's pretty much the whole game at this point. There's not too much to it, and there's not really that much more to say. It should be fun. We'll see how it goes. I might not put out another video like this next week. We'll see what happens. I'll just kind of start doing these, when I have something to show, I'll show it, instead of trying to force something out each week. Eventually, when I get a little bit further into this, I'm gonna change the robot characters into being actual just a little bit more spooky characters. So you're going to have a couple of ghosts in there, and of course you're going to have bats. I mean, it wouldn't be a game if there weren't bats in it, at least in my weird, NES mind. You have to have bats in a game like this. Just because. It's probably not really needed. It's just something that I kind of find funny. I was a little kind of taken aback when I saw some of these, just because I know a lot of the retro games that I play, the developers seem to have some sort of like a bat fetish. Like, they have to be in every game. And I played this and I was like, well, there's no avatar for bats in this. That's kind of weird. I figured there would be, but oh well. I guess I'll just have to draw one. It shouldn't be that hard just to make a little bat character, or to make just the ghost with its little lollipop stick arms. I'm probably not going to get ambitious enough to draw Frankenstein or a mummy or something like that, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Talk to you all later.